This show came out like about a month ago, and only like a few people. I like checked. I searched this show review, and only a few people had talked about it. And it's been like a full month now. So um, I was late when I first watched it by a few weeks, so I didn't review it. But uh, nobody else has. So I'm gonna throw my hat into the very small ring. Haunted Hotel, Season 1. The amount of time, side note, the amount of times I've said the name of this show and had to make a note, which is every time I said the name of this show, not to accidentally say Has Been Hotel, which is a different show that I like quite a bit, is a lot. This show really should have had a different name. Anyway, what is this show about? So this is an animated series on Netflix from Matt Roller, who is probably best well known for being a writer on several Dan Harmon projects such as Rick and Morty and Community. Dan Harmon is actually an executive producer on this. And you can tell because I do feel like the plots in this show very much are written around the Harmon circle. Like, I really do feel like the Harmon circle is also how this show is written, even if he doesn't really have that much to do with this at all. Anyway, so that's a side tangent. But what it's about, so it is about a haunted hotel, making this the perfect Halloween show. The main character is a single mom whose brother recently passed away. She inherited the hotel he was running, and as it turns out, he is dead. So, well, I'm sorry, he is dead and he is a ghost. I am recording this late at night. My brain's not fully working. He's a ghost, and she has two kids. And her brother, by the way, is Will Forte, and one of her kids is the guy who played Jimmy Olsen in Superman. And there's like a lot of ghosts. There is a lot of ghosts. And what makes this show very funny to me is, like, I love Beetlejuice. Like, I just want to say I love that movie. I love that musical too. And one of the funniest things about that movie is the fun ghost jokes. It's also like one of the funnest things about like Ghostbusters, but like this show is very Beetlejuice in the way that the ghost jokes are handled, which made me think that this show was very funny. Anyway, and there's another character who is by far the best character, which is Abaddon, who is he is a demon who is trapped inside the body of a little boy from the 1700s, and he is nothing but a funny joke machine. He gets, some more emotional moments, but he is so funny. Everything he says gets a laugh. And that makes sense because I haven't talked about this show on this channel yet. He's voiced by Jimmy Simpson, who is made numerous appearances. Has made appearances on the show It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, I believe, and that show is very funny, and he is very good in that show. I'm currently watching through that show for the first time, so I have not nearly seen every episode, but that makes sense why he's very funny. If he's worked with that cast of people, obviously he's funny, because that show also has a very funny cast. So anyway, yeah, I mean, it makes sense that character is very funny, that the delivery of the lines is funny, considering who's voicing him. But that character is also written very funny. Character, every time he says something that's supposed to be a joke, it gets at least a giggle, if not hard laughter. And, like, this show is, like, weirdly pretty creative with what it does. Negatives. Okay, so the animation is not terrible, but the animation, that and the fact that the show had such a similar title to Has Been Hotel, is what made me not initially, say, oh, I'll check it out eventually. I don't need to get to that right now. Because, like, the animation was very, like, animation domination. You know, like, not like the main ones, like The Simpsons and the Bob's Burgers. Like, the ones like, that show Dan Harmon actually did, Crapopolis, which lasts for like 2 seasons, and that nobody cares about. The animation was giving that, and I'm like, that show wasn't good. This show is also marketing itself on the back of Rick and Morty, and has a similar animation. This show probably won't be good, so I didn't check it out for a little bit. But I'm like, I was like, yeah, I'll check it out eventually. And I did think so. But eventually, the friend who recommended the show to me was at my house. And he was like, let's throw this on. And I was like, sure. Because I was going to watch it eventually. And immediately I realized that this wasn't that. And this was actually something very funny. But the animation is kind of a negative. It's not terrible. It's just not, I don't know, Has-Been Hotel. I guess that's my point. The animation isn't, like, really beautiful, I guess. There are shows with worse animation. Invincible. Which I also haven't talked about. In terms of other negatives, some of the jokes don't land that hard. What I mean by that is some of the jokes are a little bit like, like, for example, there's a joke where a character has a hatchet in their head. And at one point, the joke is just somebody says, there's a hatchet in your head. And I'm like, and that's a little bit lazy. But yeah, altogether, I would think this show is, you know, I really did make this video just to tell people to go watch this show, since there's not that many people reviewing it. So, like, I want to, like, I hate the fact that I have to, like, give it a rating, because, like, anything under an A+ is going to seem negative, I guess. And, I'm making this video to tell people to go out and watch this, because nobody's talking about it. It flew under so many people's radar. But, you know what? I think I'm going to be, like, honest with you and say that this show is a B. But, I mean, I gave K-Pop Demon Hunters a B, and for some reason, and listen, I like K-Pop Demon Hunters. I would have never expected that movie when it came out to be the biggest movie of 2025. And everybody likes K-Pop Demon Hunters. Everybody likes K-Pop Demon Hunters more than I like K-Pop Demon Hunters. But, like, a lot. So, when I give things a B, just remember I gave K-Pop Demon Hunters a B, okay? So, yeah. Go watch this. This is like a full month after it came out. Watch all 10 episodes before Halloween. You can do it. I watched them all in 2 days. Come on.